6:23 in the morning. Yes, I'm wide awake. I've been up since I want to say 3:30, and I'll probably watch me a movie because I ain't going back to sleep. But anyway, that's not what I came on here to talk about. I came on here to talk about the fact that my children, um, I feel like caught a case of COVID. Like you don't need they said that in the beginning. You don't need a COVID test to tell if you have COVID symptoms. Most likely you have COVID. There's no treatment for it, unless it's deemed as an emergency situation where your life is at risk. But other than that, there's no like antibiotic for it, so there's no real reason to get a test unless it's for like work or something that needs to be excusable. Otherwise, you really don't need um, a COVID test. And then at that, you don't have to get it um, unless your job requires you to get one. But yeah, so my kids got a headache. They had stomach issues, and they done had a headache and a cough and a runny nose. First they had the runny nose, then they had the cough. Now they have the headache, and the headache's been about, I would say, about 2 or 3 days now. Same thing with me. I had a headache. I had runny nose first, sneezing, then I had a cough, and then I had the headache. All symptoms. And not to mention the, like I said, the gastro issues a little bit towards the end, which they said that means you're shedding the virus. And this is ridiculous because my kids don't even wear masks in school. They don't wear masks. They don't, what I'm saying, practice safe um, distancing, none of that. I was like, damn, my kids went to a school that was a lower graded school. Well, I don't know because I don't know the grade of this school, but I'm just guessing that it was a lower graded school. And they did all kind of safety precautions. If your child had a runny nose, um, or any kind of cold symptoms, they sent your child home. Not only did they send your child home, but they did in-house COVID testing, regardless if the parent, you know what I'm saying, um, wanted to get it done or not. Now they gave you the option to get it done, and that way they could return to school. But if you sent your child to school with these cold symptoms, they would give your child a COVID test. Because I mean, I guess you're saying I want my child to be tested for COVID because we told you to send your child home because your child is displaying cold symptoms and you're sending your child to school anyway. So we're going to take it upon ourselves and do a COVID test just to make sure your child don't have COVID. And every time, the child had COVID.
Hell yeah, every time. I'm about to go to work. I gotta take a shit.
Why are you saying that on my life?
Oh, I do. Excuse, sorry. Language. I do apologize, but it's in the morning.
It's every morning. Move. That's a man's job. Anyway, I ain't need to know that. You leaving? You going out the door? Oh. Anyways, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, but every time the school would call us and they'd be like, "Hey, there was a child," and like if it was in the facility of my children, they'd be like, "Hey," or they wouldn't just do it with my child; they would do it with numerous children, And people were so frustrated. We seeing people outside the school. They like, why is my child sitting next to a person, or why if my child is having contact with this person? Do they make us, the parents, make us, stay at home with the child? And they would quarantine them. We would have to quarantine. They could not come return to school for 3 days if it was just, close contact and they didn't display any symptoms. But if they displayed symptoms, it would be that whole 2 weeks. hmm So that's a school to me that cares about your child's health and the health and welfare of the other children. Now, this school just decided that they were going to write me about 3 days. They missed 3 days. One day, because she was supposed to, my daughter Eden, was supposed to get her tooth pulled, and I had set her up an appointment online. Well, I didn't know, and they didn't contact me until the day of to tell me, hey, the appointment was canceled because we only allow you to make cleaning appointments online. You cannot make um like any kind of emergency appointments or any kind of consultations online, which is okay. So they was like, if you want to, you can walk in early in the morning hours. We do walk-ins, and if your child's complaining of pain, we'll go ahead and assess the tooth, and we'll go ahead and decide from there what we want to do. So that day, her appointment was canceled. But the other 2 days, one of those days, actually, she was out for 3 days. One of those days, I talked to the teacher. The other 2 days, I didn't speak to the teacher. So I guess they decided to call those unexcused absences. I told them, my children have flu-like symptoms. What I mean by flu-like, they was talking about they they um they didn't want to eat. They wanted to sleep. They was feeling really fatigued. They was sneezing. They was runny nose. They was, they said they was cold, but they didn't have a fever. I checked they temperature. They didn't have a fever, but they was talking about their body hurt and their legs hurt and all kind of problems they was having for these 3 days. So I'm like, okay. The third day, um, they felt a little bit better, and they wasn't sneezing. They didn't have no drainage. You know, I went ahead and let them go on back to school on Monday. Now, here it comes again, and now they have a headache. We had the bubble guts. We had, um, coughing real bad. Now, I'm supposed to give my children some Tylenol and send them to school, but the thing is, y'all supposed to protect them in school. Y'all supposed to have them wear a mask or something, or practice safe distancing. From what I see, there's no precautions. There's none being taken. And I can't wait to get out of the school, because last year when they was going to, when we had moved from this town and they were going to the school in the other town, um, they had 30 teachers, including a janitor, came positive with COVID. And we're not taking any precautions. And the only thing that the principal had said was, um, I try to make sure that all my teachers are vaccinated. That does not matter. You still supposed to take safety matters, because the thing is, at that time, children wasn't getting vaccinated. They just now came out with, oh, they can get vaccinated We still don't have all the research and all the data. Why the hell am I? I'm not sticking my child with COVID, and then we gonna play a testing game to see how it does. You can do that shit with older people. You can do that shit with adults, but you're not doing that with children. I don't know how anybody else does their kids. I don't know how anybody else raised their children, but I'm not doing my children. They ain't no damn test dummies. But anyway, she was like, yeah, she just makes sure her teachers are vaccinated. And a teacher got up there, um, and was reprimanded for being a whistleblower because they had said that the principal was not taking any safety precautions at this time. At the time that 30 teachers had to shut down, they had to shut down a school because this is not a very big school that they go to. They had to shut down the school because they didn't have enough teachers for the students. Not to mention, the principal wasn't taking any kind of precautions. You had students just this lady literally quoted saying the students was running up to her, hugging her with no safe distance. No safe distancing. So take the time. Oh, you let them out the door. Open the door. Come on. Stop for y'all to go out the door. I know. And I wish I could say I'll pick y'all up, but yeah. Go get a cough drop, Jonah. Coughing in your arm does not work. Use your hand.
And ask to go to the bathroom or something. Spit that shit out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, mama.
You want a cough drop? No, she don't want one.
Want one? Okay.
She just said her head hurts. Go ahead, baby. I gave her some Tylenol. I don't know if it's gonna work because it's expired, but we'll see.
We got fresh Tylenol up there.
What fresh Tylenol? Because if you talking about that brand new box, that shit is expired. I just said that.
We just bought this. How is this expired?
Look. Look at the date at the bottom.
We just bought that. How is that expired? I mean, we literally just bought that. So they selling old shit now?
It must be. Must have bought an old batch. But it expired on March 22nd. Alright, honey. I'll see you. Yeah, so like I was saying, yeah, this school is ridiculous. So it's not taking no precautions, and I really wasn't doing the get on the bus thing, but the bus seems to do from what I could see, because it takes her a minute for them to sit down. She seems to be doing safe distancing. Sitting there crying, but the thing is, I can't sit up there and tell them, well, I'm keeping her out of school for a headache. But then the thing is, if she cry enough to the teacher, then they're gonna want to say, come pick her up. No, I don't have no way to get her here. So, too bad. I just gonna have to let her lay in the nurse's office until 2 o'clock. Y'all want to go back to the old standards? How you gonna go back to our old standards in a damn pandemic? The pandemic ain't over. Just because they relax some of the rules and regulations don't mean it's over. Shit, COVID is still out there. He's still making variants. I know, baby girl. On this bus to come. Should be here in a minute. Usually come about 6:45. And tell my son's getting over it because his headache ain't that damn bad. And I talked to my doctor um about my headache, and the doctor just said, if you ever experience a headache that don't go away with Tylenol, I can't do nothing for you. You gonna have to go to school. I can't tell the school that you had to stay home because you got a headache. You gonna have to go to school now. So you might as well hush that fuss. Anyways, like I was saying, yeah, my doctor just said if you ever have a headache that don't go away with Tylenol, then or doesn't lessen with Tylenol, then call us. But other than that, it sounds like you had a touch of COVID. So, and as you know, there's no cure for COVID, except, like I said, in emergency situations where it's life threatening. They give you some antibodies, but that's it. It's still not a cure, but it's supposed to lessen your symptoms so you don't die. Well, what I'm saying is they gonna be upset because what she staying home for? A headache? My husband's like, well, let her stay home because she crying because her head hurt that bad. But the thing is, the school is acting as if there's no fucking precautions and there's no you stay home because you don't feel well. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to jump off this live. It's just sad because the school's here. I can't wait to get out of this town. A lady at the doctor's office. Don't get me wrong. I like my doctor somewhat, but she gonna ask me if I have multiple baby daddies. That could be the reason why I'm experiencing some high blood pressure problems, because normally, you know, like as if what I'm saying. That's not a stereotype in itself. Because I'm black, I have to have multiple baby daddies, and I'm like, no. My last um two pregnancies, I have the same father. Oh, okay, because I was just saying, you know, but that's not the case. No, that's not the case. I just felt some type of way a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, maybe she just, I don't know. Maybe she asks all her patients if it's a new father. She didn't have to say fucking baby daddy. She could have said, is it a new father? Alright. But yeah. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.